Hello everybody, this is the Wikstrand, and today we are going to talk about on-screen chemistry. It's vitally important to a movie that if you have two persons that you're going to be, invested in romantically, you need them to have chemistry. And it needs to be not only good, it has to be really great. Because if you fail that, you're gonna end up with something like Twilight or 50 Shades of Grey. The movie we're going to talk about today holds perhaps the greatest on-screen couples of the entire 1990s, and was the catalyst that lifted both Jennifer Lopez and especially George Clooney from being looked at as not so good to, oh my god, they're really good. This is Out of Sight. So George Clooney plays Jack Foley. He is a bank robber, a non-violent bank robber, and kind of successful at his game. His efforts at going straight has failed, and a bit of unluck, really unluck you might add, has now put him into the slammer. There he meets a tycoon type-like character played by Albert Brooks. In the slammer, Jack gets an idea for a heist that will give him a lot of money. So he begins to plan not only his escape from prison, but also the heist towards the estate in Detroit. So fellow partner in crime Ving Rhames busts him out of jail, and everything seems to go fine until it doesn't go fine anymore. They had to take hostage, in this case a woman, Karen Sisko, played by Jennifer Lopez, who also happens to be a US Marshal. They are stuck in a trunk together, and close proximity with another person can sometimes lead to unexpected results, because they are immediately drawn to each other. Why is not so very difficult to see. He is George Clooney, she's Jennifer Lopez. You do the math. But despite them being on either side of the law, he's a crook, she's a cop, they cannot, keep from being drawn to one another. And that raises the question, will the heist be successful? Will George Clooney be able to retire as a successful criminal somewhere and live on his loot money? Or will he give that up to be able to be with Karen? Will Karen, allow him to carry out this because she loves him? Or will she, put an end to it? Or will she become a criminal because she loves him? Will there be double crosses? Will there be betrays? Stay tuned to find out in Out of Sight. This movie is severely elevated by its two top stars. And seriously, the chemistry between Jennifer Lopez and George Clooney is through the roof. It is incredible. They have been voted time and time again as being the sexiest on-screen couple of all time. And I think that if you would have changed out either of them, the movie wouldn't have worked as well as it does. Sandra Bullock was at one time almost Karen Sisko, and it would have been a good movie, but it wouldn't have been the movie we have today. I'm gonna tell you in a second why I don't think this is the ultimate super movie. We believe 100% their on-screen chemistry. We believe 100% that they mean a lot to each other, and therefore we don't know what's going to happen. The movie becomes a bit unpredictable, which benefits the movie a lot, because frankly the entire story isn't that impressive, because the bulk of the story is not that interesting. It is with the help of a very good director, Steven Soderbergh. Soderbergh was really able to elevate this one up to a more than decent movie. And lots of Elmore Leonard's books get filmed, but they're usually very tricky to shoot, mostly because they are very thick and they contain a lot of side stories and stuff like that. They're usually really good, but never, reach the level that they deserve. And this is just another one of these 1990s Elmore Leonard stories that was made and became really good. Get Shorty, Jackie Brown. Is two others that came out around the same time that I also think was really good. Actually, one of the characters from Jackie Brown actually shows up here. Michael Keaton's character from Jackie Brown shows up, and that's kind of cool. Also, we have a blink and you miss it cameo from Samuel L. Jackson. Awesome. So the story isn't anything spectacular, but good actors and a good direction helps the movie along quite fine. We also have a chunk of really good side characters, including Dennis Farina and Don Cheadle. Dennis Farina, of course, plays a cop. Some scenes seems to, drag a little bit, and the movie has some pacing issues. These are minor inconvenience, but I also have a problem with the ending. I really don't like the ending. I don't know if how they could have done it any differently, but I simply am not really on board with the ending. That's just my personal opinion. I know that a lot of people really like the ending, but I have to disagree on that one. When I saw this movie the first time, I expected it to have, a huge amount of humor. I thought this was going to be one of these quirky crime comedies that was all the rage in the mid-90s, but it isn't. This is a very serious movie, and maybe that is also one of the reasons I'm not entirely on board with it, because it feels like this movie could have been a little funnier without compromising the romance between Lopez and Clooney, and without compromising the overall story arc, but that's just me maybe. The best on-screen chemistry in the entirety of the decade has to be awarded with something, and the 68 rating reflects that. It's a well-structured and interestingly structured script. It has good dialogue and it has lots of good characters. It sums up quite well what a classic Elmwood Leonard picture should deliver. Can you come up with a movie on-screen couple that can outclass George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez? And so tell me, I'm really interested. And until next time, this is the Wikstrand signing out.